What up? Uncle Benji here. Welcome back to the channel. We're back after a week off. If you follow me on socials, you've seen that I was at Young World Fest last week. Had an amazing time all week. Put out a lot of great content of shows and pictures and just experiences that I had out there. I hope some of y'all can join me out when I go to that festival again in the future, because I surely will. One of the best times I've had in my life. Just a music rap vacation dream. But we're back here, and you know we're pumping out content, and we got a battery in our back from our experiences, and we got a lot to talk about. And today I wanted to highlight a lot of my favorite releases from the first half of 2026, and specifically talking about CDs that I bought. There's a lot of CDs that I got from up-and-coming artists, under-known artists. There's some other bigger artists in here as well that we'll touch on too. But yeah, we're going to go through some of the CDs that I acquired from artists and talk a little bit about how I got it and what these CDs and artists mean to me. The first CD that we have on tap today is this CD here from KILLVONGARD called Days Before Mouth. And Days Before Mouth, this is a deluxe version. He put out a version of this with not all of these songs that you see. About half of the songs are on this version that you can buy, but the rest of them are just on this deluxe version. And he did it through an Untitled link as well. So I have these in my online library through Untitled, but these extra songs that are on this deluxe CD, you'll never be able to hear them if you didn't buy this CD. So a really cool thing that KILLVONGARD did with this. And this is something that's special to me because he made this all himself, completely DIY. Used a CDR, printed out his own paper, and made these CDs. And there's some incredible songs on here. I mean, KILLVONGARD's a super cutting edge artist. You talk about experimental rap. He's at the forefront of that to me, real experimental rap. And he's an incredible producer and rapper. I mean, a song on here like Watch, Laugh, Cry, Laugh. You're not going to hear any other artist making a song like that that's bending genres and is still just so truthful and of the moment. You got I'm Thinking of Selling Things, one of my favorite songs of the year. He put out a little video for that one, so you may be able to find that if you look online. But man, you grew up in America, you grapple with capitalism and owning things, and now we're in this era of physical media, which I really support. And he has some really interesting words on owning and selling things. I think it's a very great song. So, listen to this. I don't even know if there's any of these CDs available. They might be sold out. So if they are, too bad. Maybe if you're hanging with me sometime, you can listen to them. Moving on to the next artist, we got Sudoku. And Sudoku's an artist that I've really gotten into heavy in the last couple years, but he's been putting out music for a long time. And I actually got two different CDs from him here. The one that came out earlier in the year, God's Busy Right Now, Leave a Message. Probably my favorite of the two, but he's so consistent with his projects. He produces pretty much everything. An amazing rapper. I got to hang with him at Young World Fest for most of the day before the fest. Great guy. We have a lot in common. He stacks his rhymes with sports references that to me blow my mind because he's a lot younger than me and he knows a lot of stuff from my era before my era. Really interesting guy. Made really good friends with him. And, if you look at his catalog on Bandcamp, I was telling him, you look the past 2-3 years, I don't think there's anybody who's put out more projects than him, whether it's beat tapes, whether it's rhymes, self-produced. He does all the artwork for his stuff. Dennis Miller Ratio, the second one he put out, has all these really cool Dennis Miller clips weaved in. And when I bought the first one from him, he also gave me this DVD release of Faith in a Hammer. Again, DIY, self-made. He makes his own videos for this stuff too. So, if you're in this space and you're looking for collaborators, someone to make a beat for you, someone to rhyme on something, someone that gets back to you quick, do album artwork. This guy is a Swiss Army knife and loves this shit, and I love people who love it, and he loves it. So make sure you're tapped in with Sudoku and listen to his music, support his music. Another artist that's really independent, DIY, Teekoh right here from Buffalo. His album, I Won't Worry About It. Again, self-made with the CDR. You know, he put all this artwork together. He produces everything on this. You'll see a theme with a lot of these artists. They're one-stop shop. They do everything. They produce, they rap, they do their artwork. They're, you know, advertising it on socials, getting it out there. This is actually an album that came out right at the end of 2025. But I bought the CD this year when he put him out not too long ago, and I really wanted to highlight it because he's a really exciting young artist, one of the youngest people probably that I'll talk about on here, and I'm excited to see where his music goes in the future because you can tell that he has a real skill for this thing. Another artist that I've gotten to know and I was really excited to get a physical release for is Wonge. This is an EP that he put out earlier this year, completely self-produced, and gave me a nice little personal message on the back. That's really cool. He does all of his artwork, beats, mixing. He does everything completely self-contained. And we've been friends on Twitter for a while. He's another guy that I got to meet out at the Young World Fest, but I've had this CD since when he put it out. I've been encouraging people to put out physicals, and I'm pretty sure that him, Sudoku, KILLVONGARD, some of these guys, like heard some of what I was saying to get some physicals out there. And you know, sometimes they sell quick, sometimes they don't, but it's really cool that these artists have something, even if it's a very limited run, that fans can get their hands on. And I think it motivates them to continue to hold themselves to a high standard and get work out there. You know, it's tough finding the business model of when to put something on CD, how many to press, what project is going to sell on CD, what will be better on digital. But you got to experiment with these things as an artist and figure out what flow works for you. How often do you release? What kinds of releases? What's the length of the releases? And you'll find stuff if you experiment, stuff that works. You keep making great work. I'm not telling you to press up everything you do, but you know, press up your really good stuff, like even if it's a very limited run, so the collectors can get their hands on it and they can get on videos like I'm doing right now and rave about it. So that's what we're here for. Another person that I got to meet out at Young World Fest and buy this direct hand-to-hand, Jonathan UniteUs. Johnny UniteUs, like, just gotten into his music recently, but we've been followers on Twitter for a while. Really cool artwork throughout this. I mean, clearly a lot put into this. He's got some amazing features on the back here. You got the last song with Fatboi Sharif, which is crazy. Jay Cinema's on here. Really great raps throughout. I mean, you can tell that Johnny takes this thing seriously and really reps New York hard. Had a blast seeing him at Young World Fest, getting all of us hype, especially for Mos Def. You can tell how big of a fan he is, again, of hip-hop. A lot of these artists are just people that love this thing and aren't getting a lot of payback from it at this point in their careers. But I hope that they keep doing it because they're all making such great music. Here we move on to an artist right now that's one of my favorites, like truly one of my favorites out there, and that is Døøf. And this is a little EP that he put out earlier this year. The first physical thing I've gotten him from a little bit. This project is called Iron Dog 4 Ciutat Villain. He's living out in Barcelona and he was living in Japan for several months here earlier this year. So he is all over the world doing his thing. And it is really inspiring to see him, to follow his posts, whether he's playing basketball or skateboarding or making beats live or recording a show in Japan with fans. Like, this is someone who is really doing the thing and should be an inspiration to any of the artists that I just talked about that are trying to come up and find their way. He's been doing this a really long time, and man, I love listening to Døøf's music because it is so authentic. He's truly himself. He has his unique style and everything that he does. Pretty much anything he puts out that he's rapping on, I'm gonna get it. And if you like beat tapes, buy his beat tapes too because they're incredible. He's a special artist. Now we move on to one of the best albums of the year this year, and that is Teller Banks and Triple Dollar Sign, Hate Island. And this is the CD, the director's cut. Really, really cool artwork throughout this. I mean, the CD itself, awesome. Great artwork there. I mean, this is just a spectacular release. You know, I put out my albums of the year. It's definitely in the top 10. I would say it's definitely in the top 5. Really, it's up there. It's hard for me to rank. I'm not ranking these things, But, you know, if I had to say, it's in the top 5. It's one of my favorite albums of the year. And the deluxe songs that are on the CD, man, are some of my favorites on the whole thing. So even though I have the album on vinyl as well, I really like rocking this CD because I get to hear all the songs. And, you know, Teller's already put out another album this year, Mathematics. And then there's going to be another album coming out later. So this crew is really doing things, and they're promoting stuff in the right way. They're super active on Twitter like I am, and I encourage all artists to do that. You're never going to be annoying. You know, Q No Rap Name and the way he promotes his stuff, that is how you do it. And I love engaging with these guys. I love seeing the growth in the movement. I love seeing them touring. And again, like Døøf, an inspiration to artists coming up as to where you can take this stuff. Another of my favorite albums of the year is Fat Ray and Raphy with Santa Rosa. And if you know Fat Ray and Raphy, you probably know about Bruiser Brigade out of Detroit, an amazing crew that really reps Detroit well. Raphy is absolutely one of my favorite producers out right now and a great guy. I've got the chance to meet a couple times, and you know, beats on this are incredible. Like Fat Ray is what I call a professional MC. You're never going to hear Fat Ray on a track where he is not barring out. And on this, he's got people like Black Thought and Billy Woods that are barring out as well. Spectacular guests on this thing. It just goes so hard from beginning to end. Anything that Raphy fully produces is going to be a banger. We got another album that I love from this year, a new artist that I got into. This is a producer, Lulrose, who's affiliated with Surf Gang. This is Rose Volume 3, and it has a lot of different artists on here. Which stands out to me first is a couple Niante songs on here who I got to see at Young World Fest, second time I've seen him live. Absolutely one of my favorite artists in the world, Niante. Incredible rapper and a really great producer. But he has 2 great songs on here, one with Rafa and another solo one, Intimate that closes it. Absolutely one of the best songs of the year. I've played that song so much, an earworm, and really a great reflection of who Niante is an artist and what a talent and technician he is on the mic and how fun he is to listen to. Just, you know, another really great song on here that I love is Undefeated by the artist Highway. You know, make sure you check this out. I'm tapped into everything Surf Gang is doing. I'm kind of late into getting into their whole movement, but man, they're incredible producers. I got to see a Surf Gang producer showcase out there the first night I was in New York. That's where I met Mike out there. So that was incredible, you know, seeing some of those guys play beats live, but anything they're putting out is really, really great. We got an album here from Sha Ray and DJ Haram, Critical Thought. And what a spectacular and varied album. I mean, there's so much range from the production of DJ Haram, from the rhymes of Sha Ray, all different styles across this thing. And everything's at a high level. And I really enjoy being able to listen to an album like this as a man in the current state that we're in 2026, because I want to know as much as I can what people feel, especially when we're in male-dominated spaces like hip-hop. I want to know the woman's perspective when they're coming into those spaces, what it feels like, you know, what that environment is like to them, how you express that through rhymes, how we can do a better job as men out here making women feel safe in these spaces. And when you hear the honesty and really try to absorb it and understand some of the concepts that are being put down and breaking down what a lot of men have inside of us that don't even realize, patriarchal things that we need to actively try to listen to women as much as possible. And this is just an amazing project to listen to for that respect. Some of my favorite songs on here, we got Thought Daughter, Hey Queen, and Sholane all in a row. Like, that is one of my favorite sections of the album. Low and Skiza is another favorite. But there's songs that you can dance and vibe to. There's songs that make you think on here. There's songs that are more groovy. There's hard-hitting stuff. Packs so much into a short run time. The art design is great throughout on this project. I have the vinyl as well. I also got to see DJ Haram spin an ambient set when I was out in Brooklyn after Young World Fest. So just another connection. A lot of these artists I was able to meet or see out in New York at Young World Fest, and it's a big reason why I'm just trying to get more involved in this stuff to show as much support I can to these amazing artists that are putting their all into this stuff. Then we got Mike and Earl Sweatshirt, Pompeii Utility. I was supposed to see these guys perform here in Indy with Lorado Khalil, and then I was supposed to see them out in Brooklyn earlier in the week from Young World Fest with Anicia Kim opening. Obviously, Earl got hurt, tour got canceled, it's going to get rescheduled. I'll get to see them again here in Indy, now with Niante. I'm going to probably miss that Brooklyn show, unfortunately, but this is one of my favorite albums of the year. It's right near the top. I mean, Sideshow is my favorite, but this might be number 2. I mean, it's a true double album in the vein of Speaker Box and Love Below, where they each have their own side. So it's not a full collaboration. They each have their own side, and both sides are spectacular. I mean, they're two of my favorite artists, especially artists in that, 30 under range that are my favorites. And the Earl side especially has really, really grown on me. I like them both equally at first, but man, I listened to the Earl side so much. I think it might be my favorite Earl project. Like, it is so good, so filled with earworms. Earl has so much style and flair and content, and the production is just immaculate throughout this thing. I don't understand how there's people out here hating on Surf Game production, because this thing is just amazingly produced. It comes with a poster in here. All the artwork for this is just spectacular. So thanks again, Mike, for putting on Young World Fest. I had a blast. This album is a masterpiece. Make sure you're tapped into it. Don't listen to the haters. And that's pretty much it. I am going to talk about a few more CDs that I bought this year that I've already talked about on the channel in some form, but I just want to mention them again. We got ELUCID and Sebb Bash. I Guess You Had to Be There. One of the best albums of the year. Great artwork on that. We got the Billy Woods and Kenny Segal Maps Repress. Really cool for this to get in the hands of fans who missed the OG for the vinyl and for the CD. And then we got the Fatboi Sharif and Child Actor Crayola Circles CD. So that's everything I have to talk about today. I hope you found some artists in here that you didn't previously know about, or maybe you were curious about, and this gets you to dig a little bit deeper. But a lot of really cool up-and-coming artists really doing it themselves. And, whether you can't get vinyl, can't afford that, or it's not like logistically right for you at this time, self-press some CDs, press up some tapes, whatever it takes to get a little more connection with fans. I think it's really valuable, and it's something that I really appreciate as a fan and a collector. So that's the video for today, y'all. I'm really going to try to keep pushing out content, even more so. Interviews are coming. It might be a little bit. I got to get my bearings on that stuff, but look out for interviews at some point here this year as well. So appreciate all of y'all that are tapping in. Any new followers, whether on YouTube or Instagram, we're doing the thing. I hope more of y'all are out here doing this thing as well. Trying to promote, trying to share love, trying to be involved, because I've seen firsthand the impact it can have, and it's making me go even harder. So that's it for today, y'all. Peace out, Uncle Benji. Till next time.